Our 27-year dream of visiting Italy finally comes to pass. After a long flight, we settle into a quaintly beautiful apartment decorated with the owner's paintings for a much-needed nap. The unique, glossy, flat ceilings mimic the reflective surface of canals below. Our green door opens to dark reflections and inherent highlights, which mesmerizes me with mysterious beauty. 6th century architecture stands in sharp contrast against an intrusion of motorized boats. We're nestled in a quiet neighborhood with a scattering of small bistros, retirees walking their dogs, and a few university students socializing before late-night study and sleep. In the morning, I make Barbara a locally sourced espresso, much to her delight. We walk to a busy section of the floating city to chow down on pastry and see the sights. Busy boat traffic defeats the city's former nickname of La Serenissima, which means the most serene. That 1100-year-old moniker faded with the advent of the 20th century. We prefer the calming sound of neighborhood church bells, which have been ringing for almost 1900 years. Those sounds still vibrate multiple layers of brick and plaster, physical evidence of the passing of many, many generations. We wander through the streets, understanding why it's also called Disneyland for adults. Old world architecture, a delicate glass butterfly sculpture, a location used in an Indiana Jones movie. Parents meet their children after school and walk them home. The streets are charming and personal without the nuisance of automobiles. The local gondola factory. Venice has another nickname, the City of Bridges. We share takeout and a Chianti before drinking in the neighborhood sights during an evening stroll. Barbara is always on the lookout for food. Crusty Italian artisan bread always wins. Next, the Peggy Guggenheim collection. A fellow tourist from Mexico gives us 4 tickets, so we share those with a pair of young ladies. We find pieces by artists like Henry Moore, Alexander Calder, Andy Warhol. All these were unknown before Peggy promoted them to the world. The terrace offers a spectacular view of the Grand Canal, including the Ponte dell'Accademia Bridge. Barbara insists on selfies, and a German art student volunteers to shoot portraits. Sarah shares background on Marino Marini's sculpture called The Angel of the City. Marini designed his art piece with a Sundays-only removable member to avoid offending local nuns. On the other side of the building, in the Nasher Sculpture Garden, Alexander Calder's The Cow stands on a pasture of marble tile. Nearby, a plaque reads, "Here lies my beloved babies," over the ashes of Guggenheim's 14 dogs. To the left marks the resting place for Peggy's own ashes, proving her love for her dogs. Wandering the streets provides plenty of stimulating visuals, and you never know who you're going to meet. Murano glass, a cathedral next to innocent children, or decadent carnival masks. In some ways, teenaged girls may be the same all over the world, but not the distinctly delicious Italian food and wine. For a few days, we've tasted what it may be like to live here in a neighborhood. As I watch the rippling images of colorful buildings and boats in the water, this Florida boy falls in love with the beauty of Venice. I thank God and our family for this gift.